You know, Eric was an icon of television in New Orleans. Back in 2022, he sat down with their friends over at Tipitina's to discuss life and also give a little perspective.
Until I experienced more music, you know, I thought music was only either classical or rock and roll. And then I get here and it's funk and jazz and just all kinds of stuff. And it's like, I'm going, yeah, because you get, the more educated you are on anything, the more your eyes are open to understanding that not everybody is the same, not everybody thinks the same, not everything, like if you and I both see an accident out on we're at Napoleon and Tchoupitoulas,
yeah.
and we see an accident, you and I are going to see the same story, but from two different viewpoints. You'll notice something I won't notice. I'll notice something you won't notice. And if you want to get biblical, you look at the four Gospels. They all tell the same story, but from different viewpoints. And so they're four different views of the same time of Jesus.
Eric Paulsen, you know, we had known throughout the week that things had taken a turn, and I would sit on set looking at the clock at around 5:51, and I would look up and think, man, wouldn't it be great to just see him darting around the corner, and that big good morning and the smile he had on his face to see us, and maybe it was something he had to say that was crazy, or if it was Friday, he's like, how you doing? Thank God it's Friday.
Thank God it's Friday.
And I think with that we say, thank God for Eric Paulsen.
Yeah. I mean, just so many thoughts. I think you and I could sit here for hours and just, you know, talk. And part of that is because talking is healing. And so, you know, with that too, we love to hear from all of you. I've gotten so many calls and texts and messages, and just know if I haven't got back to you, I will. I see them and I hear them, and it's so important for us too, because that's a bit of healing, to hear from all of you who loved him the same way that we did. You know, Leah, she's not even working. She worked this morning, and she came in just to sit here to be with us because we were and are still a family. Thank you. And we have so many thoughts and things, but I wrote him a card. And it's so funny that you say that, because that's what I wrote in the card. And I didn't even tell you, but I said, you know, there's this moment in the morning, and it's funny because everybody's talked about it. Like Sheba talked about it, Mike talked about it, that 5:58.
Right.
And I would always hear, because it's this huge door that you kind of just hear this noise when it opens, even if you're like in the middle of talking. And I would hear that noise, and it just was like this calmness where I knew he was going to walk around the corner in this big smile, and he was going to say something stupid or something silly or make fun of me or just give me this like, all right, look. And when that stopped happening, I missed it so bad, and it's so strange to miss like a second in time. But it became part of the rhythm of my life and every day, and just having that. And he would sit down like, you know, it's just so comfortable, and this is home. And we've got a lot to work through ourselves, because that was one of our best friends, our family. You know, he sat right here. And this is going to be a journey over the next couple of days, weeks, months, years. And Monday we're going to have much more and hear from more of you, so we hope you join us then. But just, we love you, Eric.
We do, and before we do leave you, I hope that you all know, watching at home, that this was and is and will remain a very sincere relationship. We all loved each other, and I say that because a lot of you, particularly when we started a year ago, y'all would, you know, me and Counselor Thomas were talking about this earlier today. Eric and I are kind of similar in the sense that we both have alpha personalities. And so starting out, you know, I mean, you know, we had to figure out how to get into the groove on the bike. And people would ask me, do you like Eric? Do you and Eric like each other? I was like, yeah, no, we do. We're just very, very similar in some ways. And over the time, after we got to spend time to each other, Mike Hoss was talking about that trust, and that trust developed. And We had such a good time up here, and it was such an honor when you grow up here in this city, because I can't say this when I'm anchoring the news here, but when you grow up in this city, there is no other morning show. It's the WWL Louisiana Morning News, or as we know it, the morning news on Channel 4.
And that is Eric.
Yes.
Eric Paulsen to
Yes.
a T. When you think of the station, you think of him. When you think of all the good things about New Orleans, you think of him. And you're so right.
Yeah.
It was an honor.
And I just can't think but be grateful and thankful that somehow life brought me back home, and not only to have been brought back home, but to work with you and to sit next to Eric Paulsen.
We got to do that. And yeah, that's beautiful.
We do thank y'all for inviting us into your homes or wherever you may be receiving this today. Our tribute to Eric continues tonight. We'll be live at 10. Sharice Gibson will be here with you on the news, and we'll be here tomorrow morning beginning at 7 a.m. And you'll see so many stories from the people who knew Eric Paulsen and say that their lives are better because they did.
And I think as we say goodbye to you tonight, let's all take a little bit of what Eric taught us and these lessons we've learned from him, and just go hug your loved ones. Go to that restaurant you've been saying you want to go to.
Yeah.
Take that date you've been putting on the calendar and skipping. Just do the thing that makes you happy, because that's what Eric did, and that is what he taught us all.
Yeah. We love you, Eric.
We love you, Eric.
Y'all have
Good
a good
night.
evening.